All right. Thanks for tuning in to the Good Day Radio Show. I have a very special treat today. We are having an interview with Kid Laser and the Dynamite Deal. The album is Neon for the King, which was released at the very end of 2020. How about you introduce yourselves and what you play in the band, and we'll have a little chat here.
Hi, I'm Joey. I play drums and do the percussive stuff in the band.
My name's Nate. I play the bass.
I'm Cody Russell. I play guitar, sometimes lead, sometimes rhythm.
And I'm Dan, and I play guitar and sing.
Right on. Thanks for being here, gents. It's a new thing for me, getting to interview somebody, a band on the radio. This is a fun experiment for me, and I'm really happy to get to put a little shine on your great new record, Neon for the King. So how was recording this record? Like, when did y'all start playing together? When did this record really start coming together for y'all?
Oh man, I wrote this record during kind of rainy season and recorded all acoustic by myself, and it's in the barest form that it could possibly be. It's just really raw. And then I sent off all these MP3s to these guys. At the time, I was in the Bay Area. Cody was in Alaska. Joey was in Oregon. Nate was in Seattle. So everyone was in a different place in the States, got these MP3s, and we were like, hey, should we do this? Can we do this? And that was kind of the start of it.
And I think it actually took a little push. He and I had started talking. We've remained friends, although we parted ways after our first attempt at this. We always stayed in touch, and he had a band for a while, and they sounded good, but we got talking when that band broke up, and he was like, man, it just wasn't us. Like, it wasn't the best time that I've ever had writing music. And so I was like, well, send me some stuff. What are you doing? And it kind of went from there.
Very cool. So you're all self-recording, self-produced, like DIY is what I'm kind of catching from this, is we've sent the MP3s out and everybody's kind of handling it on their own, correct?
At least for the writing phase.
Yes.
Yeah, very cool. I love that. Yeah, getting to write from a distance can be such an interesting experience, because you can actually, it's totally different than writing in the room. You'll actually, the individual thought can kind of speak through and then join the other thoughts in a very different way. So it's a very cohesive record. It sounds really cool. So well done on the writing at a distance phase. It's not something that everybody can pull off.
I would, thank you. I would say that it's a little softer than probably all of us would have liked.
Maybe just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Since it was written acoustic, and it's like when Joey's 6 feet away from me hitting the drums as loud as he can, it's like I have to yell. And that becomes part of the energy of the song. So these songs are different in that sense, where I'm singing more, and it's not as hard rock as the first album we did.
Totally, yeah, I get that. Like, I think that's something we're kind of seeing across the board now because of COVID, and a lot of people are writing at a distance. It's weird not standing next to a drummer. I miss standing next to a drummer. It's like it's been so long since I've gotten to stand next to the drummer and have the amps turned up. So yeah,
we're close though. Now that Joey and I are in the same town, we're so close.
That makes it a lot easier for us, I think.
We're not far.
Yeah.
And I mean, once the vaccines come through, then we can actually start working on the third album and putting some more stuff together.
That's great. So there's already another record, a record in the chute here, a record kind of coming together.
It's in the very beginning of negotiations.
Yeah, very
what
cool.
we're doing.
At this point, I think we have more hopes and dreams than anything you might call plans.
Hey, hopes and dreams can pay the bills too, Very cool. Yeah, let's listen to a track. This is the track y'all were saying that people might recognize, really relate to here off this record, is Our Hero Dies in This One.
things look rough, life's gonna get bad. Remember all the good times we had before the breakdown. Get on your feet, slow down, see it in me. She'll be the reason one you never know. Just fight the good fight wherever you go. When you love, don't be scared. Nothing will compare. It'll be tough. Some days will be hard. Just remember who you are before the breakdown. Get on your feet, slow down, see it in me. She'll be the reason one you never know. Just fight the good fight wherever you go. And I will never, no, I won't ever die. I am a stubborn man. And I will never, no, I will not ever die, 'cause I am already dead. Break down, get on your feet, slow down, see it in me.
All right, and we're back with Kid Laser and the Dynamite Deal here on the Good Day Radio Show. What are some influences? I'm kind of feeling a lot of influences on this record. There's like some post-hardcore stuff. There's like definitely kind of like some Built to Spill, like DIY roots kind of stuff. Like, I'm just curious, like where, what are some things that you're drawn from while you're writing this stuff together?
Personally, I think a lot of this comes from Jimmy Eat World this time around. And that had to do with, again, not writing music next to Joey. So that loud factor wasn't in there. And Alkaline Trio, because his life was a little depressing, you know.
Yeah, one thing I feel like we really bonded on when we first started playing together, especially me and you, Dan, was Taking Back Sunday, kind of that
big time,
that genre. Yeah, back when we could be loud boys right next to each other making music.
Yeah,
I feel like that was a big one for me.
And I would say that they
not like us.
They are a very like influential like post-hardcore group.
Yeah, I could totally get on with that too.
Yeah.
I would say it's very interesting on my end. All my inspiration comes from Dan for this, because I always hated Taking Back Sunday. They actually released an album while we were making our first record, and it was the first time I ever liked them. They've made basically an immaculate, perfect album.
Happiness is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've listened to it quite a bit, and it's still not really my style as far as what I listen to personally, but I could get around Dan's songwriting and the way that he sang. The first times I ever saw him perform, he was doing covers. He did I Kissed a Girl and I Like It, but yet in his own style, and it's always very much been his own style, and I think anyone can do that in our music.
That's right. The cover band, we had it was like almost 4 hours of covers, just one after the other.
Hey, that is great, honestly. Like, that's how you can, hey, the gig is twice as long now. I'll take 2 paychecks, please.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, having a good cover set is a very lucrative move for any band. So Good on you for that. Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, the back to like being in the same room thing. Yeah, totally changes like what you're thinking about when it's coming together. So, do y'all have any plans to be in the same room again in the future? Do you think the distance thing? It seems like COVID has kind of made it so that distanced creativity is a little more standardized now across the board. Do y'all plan on getting back together in the same room and possibly playing some shows in the future?
I would love to.
I'm definitely down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm personally very much hoping for that.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of the key to that because I'm the furthest away, being here in Sitka. I need to get down to you boys in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah,
it's kind of what needs to take place for that to happen.
I also think that Sitka deserves to have some return of live music as well. I know Rob, who set this whole connection up between us, was speaking very highly of the live energy that y'all brought to the shows that he saw in Sitka here. So be very cool to get y'all back up here and play a show in the future.
Yeah, come on up, guys.
Yeah, we did an acoustic, a live from a distance kind of acoustic performance that Jay Bradley is going to be playing at the Grind, which now is a digital grind.
Ooh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah. So
if you're listening right now, go check out the latest installment of the Sitka Monthly Grind to see an acoustic performance from the gentleman here in Kid Laser and the Dynamite Deal. And we're back with Kid Laser and the Dynamite Deal. Let's talk about the track So This Is Falling. It has a really expansive sound. I'd love to know a little bit more about how that came together.
That one was the one that I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, really came together as we were sending the audio around. Dan first sent me, he just played it on guitar with a little bit of delay. And he had the vocals in there, and then he sent it to me, and I played a bass part, which I actually like quite a lot. And then we sent it to Joey, and Joey was like, I'm not even going to sit behind the kit for this. And he like played hand drums and stuff. And Cody was actually really hard to get in touch with. He was living in Skagway at the time, so he was not a part of
no
the
internet
demo of it.
Yeah.
But it came out really, really nice. Everything about it just had the right vibe and the right feel. And I feel like when we got that back from Dan recording at his house and sending it to me, and I recorded at my house and sent it to Joey, who recorded at his house, and we went, yeah, we can do this, because this actually sounds really good, and it has a lot of feel to it, still a lot of dexterity, if you will. And then the song completely changed when we did it again, because Joey and Dan and I recorded live for the rhythm guitar, the bass, and the drums, and it came out again just as much feel to me and as much awesome.
Yeah, we used a live delay pedal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, an analog one. Even.
Yeah, so
not synced to any sort of a time.
Nothing was synced. It was just I strum once and it hit like 3 echoes, and then I strum again. It was like so.
I love that. That's the commit while you're recording. Like, use the analog delay. No sense in mucking around with it in the post production. Like, committing at the front end is a great way to just solidify in that feel. No, that's very cool.
Yeah, but then when I heard that version of the song with Cody's stuff is really when it sealed the deal.
That's nice. Another interesting thing, because I actually had to capture Cody when he was passing through Seattle. And I was like, you have to do a couple of tracks, man. You just have to come do them. And I was working like a second shift. I was working 11 a.m. to 2, roughly. And so Cody came over and was working with me in the morning. I think we spent like an hour and a half a day for maybe 3 days in a row.
Mm-hmm.
We would basically get one track done, a track and a half or something. And the things that Cody played on that just came out so good that Dan actually completely changed what the vocal melody did later in the song, because he liked what the guitar sounded like so much.
Ooh, yeah, I didn't know that. That's rad.
Yeah, I didn't want to go over the guitar part. So, yeah. That's
it,
good.
it built the energy in it so much more the way that
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
than what we had originally tried to force to happen. So I like the organic nature of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's very cool that y'all have the kind of relationship where you can be like really reactive to each other's contributions, and the songwriting feels like democratic in that sense in parts of this record where you can tell that it was resonating kind of between all of you. It's very cool. That's something I totally like look for in bands, is that kind of like feeling of an exchange of ideas kind of thing. So
Yep.
cool. So that track is what we're about to hear, and it is called So This Is Falling. That was So This Is Falling by Kid Laser and the Dynamite Deal. We're doing a little interview with them this morning. We're going to hear one more track of theirs called Lions in Winter.
Someone help me, please. I'm drowning in a water fountain made of porcelain and riddled with disease. I can barely breathe. Everything's been painted shut, and the tiny cracks remind me of the sea. You say I'm crazy, but I'm only crazy for you. You say I don't care, but it's all that I wanna do. Fall in love, fall apart, try again from the start, disappear, and would you please leave for me? After the body breaks, the mind quietly drifts in space, and believe me, there's a sad look on your face. Lovely bride to be, so pretty, pale, and fortunate. Red fingers crossed, bring me to my knees. You say I'm crazy, but I'm only crazy for you. You said I don't care, but it's all that I wanna do. Fall in love, fall apart, try again from the start, disappear, and would you please leave for me? Like lions in winter, like lions in winter, like lions in winter, like lions in winter. Like lions in winter, stay inside this cold. Like lions in
That was Lions in Winter by Kid Laser and the Dynamite Deal. You are tuned into the Good Day Radio Show here on KCAW, and I'm lucky enough, you're lucky enough, we have the Kid Laser Band on the line. Tell us some thoughts about that last song we just heard.
I would say that as for I think everybody who listens can hear that everything that we've done as Kid Laser and the Dynamite Deal is in fact very DIY. And you can hear that we learned a few things between the first attempt and the second attempt. And I think Lions in Winter sort of showcases the most of what we've learned about production value and doing some layers that aren't loud and out front, some subtle stuff and things that just really make a song sound nice.
Yeah. That's
Well put.
Yep.
Nailed it.
We're hoping to do a lot
synth.
more of that kind of stuff in future albums. And yeah, I think our goal is to write from afar, see how things go. Everybody gets vaccinated, and ideally we'll actually work in a real studio where I don't have to try to be the sound engineer and I just have to be the bass player, and hopefully we record live.
In fact,
Hopefully
that's a
we record
must.
together.
That's a must. Whatever we do next, Nate is not going to be the engineer.
I totally feel that. The whole
But
like
in the-
right brain, left brain.
Meantime, we all have the recording ability, to send things back and forth. So, there's still that aspect as well.
Yep.
Totally, and I think there's a lot of power in that to be able to send things back and forth, and self-engineering I think is really important for like all musicians these days, especially to like kind of embrace and find a way to make your tone good and know how to make your parts like fit, even while you're not in the same space. I can't wait until we all can be in the studio, you know, in our various ways again. But
Totally.
well, right on. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks for listening today, folks, to the Good Day Radio Show. We have been talking with Kid Laser and the Dynamite Deal. Their latest record is called Neon for the King. It was released at the end of 2020, and if you're just catching up like me, it's a great record. Where should we be looking for this record?
It is available anywhere you get digital music.
Thanks so much for joining me, and yeah, hopefully we'll catch you at a gig here in Sitka in the near future.
Thanks for
Thanks for having us, Brian.
All right, that was Kid Laser and the Dynamite Deal. Happy to have them on. Hope they come back to Sitka and bring some of those loud guitars with them.